All right, everyone, let's learn how you can make your grid that's similar to this on here without a ruler. Because I know some of you at this point might not have a ruler, but maybe you have a piece of paper. Take your paper and fold it in half and move this stuff out of the way. Corner to corner, nice and neat. And then fold it in half one more time. Do you see how I'm really creasing this? Fold it in half one more time. You could even use an envelope for this. Now your next step is to make a little mark. You want this mark to be either as wide as your 2 fingers, which is about 1 inch, or smaller. So you can see my little mark is right here. This is going to be our unit of measure. So as I go across, I'm going to line the edge of my paper up with the edge, or the edge of my paper up with the edge of my sketchbook paper, and I'm going to make a mark where my measurement line is. Let me make that a little bit darker for you. Now I'm going to slide my paper over so that the paper edge lines up with my mark, and I'm going to make another one. So that's 2. We need 5. 3, 4, 5. This makes sure that our columns are equal. So I'm going to do the same thing to the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to connect these lines. So I'm lining the edge of my paper up to my mark at the top and to my mark at the bottom, and drawing my line that makes column E. That makes column D. That makes column C. This makes column B. And this makes column A. Now I have to create my horizontal lines, so my rows. I'm going to use the same marking because these are squares, so I want them to be squares on here. So I'm going to line my folded paper up with the top of my sketchbook paper, and I'm going to make a line. That's 1. And I'm lining the top of my paper up with the mark that I made. That's 2. And we need 5 rows. 3, 4, 5. Now we need to do it on the other side. So this is the edge of my drawing. So I am going to line my paper up with the edge of my drawing and line the top of my folded paper up with the top of my sketchbook and make a mark. And slide my paper down so that the top now lines up with the mark. Make a second mark. And again lining up to make my 3rd, my 4th, and my 5th. What's next? Connect those lines. So I'm lining the paper up with my mark, and I'm connecting those little marks to create my row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5. See how my line starts and ends at the mark? If they're a little wonky, fix them because it'll make your drawing a little wonky. Now I'm just going to erase these lines so it doesn't confuse anyone. And I'm going to mark my rows and columns. So this is A, B, C, D, E. I will erase these later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that you have your space to draw, you can draw what's in here into this space. The next video details how to do that.